You threw it in the trash. Seniors are stockpiling it by the crate. And if winter 2025 hits like NOAA predicts, that junk could be the only thing between you and disaster. Stick around because number 7 will make you sprint to the store. I'm dead serious. Hey, I'm not guessing. I spent 3 weeks buried in NOAA's 2025 winter anomaly briefings, AARP's silent stockpile survival guides, and Canadian Red Cross blackout logs. Even went undercover in r/prep over 60, where seniors swap apocalypse hacks TikTok actually banned for being too real. What I found? Chilling. This isn't your grandma's stock up on soup advice. This is battlefield intel from people who survived the Texas grid collapse, Quebec's ice tsunami, and the Midwest Blackout of 2024, and they're quietly bracing for something weirder. In this video, you'll uncover the 12 bizarre, brilliant, borderline paranoid items vanishes for 72 hours straight. You'll learn why a $1 grocery item you tossed last Tuesday is now worth its weight in gold. Why wool socks are more critical than your $300 power bank. How cold, hard cash becomes your only lifeline when ATMs freeze solid. And why number 11, something so simple, so old school, is already saving lives in minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit Alaska and costs less than your morning coffee. Here's where you come in. Comment right now. What's happening in your town? Are batteries vanishing off shelves? Are candles suddenly $12? Did you see seniors quietly clearing out the hardware aisle like it's the last days of civilization? I'm featuring the craziest, wildest replies in next week's video. And I'll tag you if yours gets picked. Don't skip a second. Number 7, it changes everything. Item 1, cash and small bills. Yes, real paper money, the kind you haven't touched since 2019. Seniors, they've got stacks of it, not hundreds, not 50s, 5s and 10s. Small bills, easy to hand out, easy to count when your fingers are numb. Easy to slip into a glove compartment, a coat pocket, or that weird ceramic frog your aunt gave you in 2003. Why? Because they remember Texas. 2021, power out. ATMs, frozen solid, literally. Card readers, dead as a doornail. Banks, locked up tighter than a submarine hatch. For 5 days, cash was king, and if you didn't have it, you were eating cold beans, standing in line, hoping someone would take your Venmo request. Good luck with that in a blizzard. Marge from Buffalo, 68 sharp as a tack, says it plain, you can't bribe a snowplow driver with Apple Pay. And she's right. When the roads vanish under ice and your driveway looks like a skating rink, that guy with the plow, he's not checking his phone for PayPal, he's checking his palm for 20s. Or 10s, or even 5s, doesn't matter. He wants paper. 73% of seniors over 65 keep at least $300 in small bills. Not because they're paranoid, because they're prepared. Younger folks, I'll just tap my phone. Cool. Tell that to the gas station generator that died, or the diner that's running on candles and goodwill. Cash talks, always has, always will, especially when the world goes quiet and cold. Keep your smart. Fireproof tin, locked box, hidden spot, but not the sock drawer. Seriously, someone tried that, found mold and sadness. Keep it dry, keep it hidden, keep it small bill simple. You'll thank yourself when the wind howls and the screens go black. Item 2, old-fashioned candles. The big, drippy kind, not the fancy ones. Not the lavender-scented, Instagram-approved $28 cozy ambiance kind. We're talking thick, ugly, wax-dripping dollar store candles. The kind that smell like nothing, burn for 12 hours, and leave wax puddles all over your grandma's coffee table. Seniors, they buy them by the bucket. Why? Because when the power dies, and in 2025 it will, those candles become your heater, your nightlight, your sanity saver. LED lights, pretty, useless without juice. A 2024 Red Cross report showed 68% of seniors over 60 used real wax candles during outages, not for romance. For survival, light to find the bathroom at 3 a.m., heat to keep your hands from shaking, flame to remind you the world hasn't ended, even if your Wi-Fi has. Gladys from Manitoba, she lines them up in mason jars, says it feels like a spa. If spas had no running water and you wore 3 sweaters. Younger folks, I've got battery-powered tea lights. Cute. Until day 3, when those batteries die, and you're sitting in the dark, whispering to Alexa, who can't hear you. Candles don't need charging, don't need Wi-Fi, don't judge you for eating cold soup in your coat. They just burn. Slow, steady, reliable. Pro tip, stick them in jars. Cuts fire risk, doubles as a weird centerpiece. Triple dog dare you to try surviving a polar vortex without them. You won't last. Seniors know. Wax is weird. Wax works. Buy the cheap ones, lots of them, stack them like bricks. Item 3, plastic bags. Yes, grocery bags, you laugh. Seniors stockpile, not designer totes, not reusable canvas. We're talking flimsy, crinkly, free plastic grocery bags, the kind you used to get automatically before the eco-revolution made them feel guilty. Seniors, they ask for extras. They stash them under sinks, behind toilet tanks, in coat pockets, in their cars, in their freezers. Yes, really. Why? Because when winter 2025 goes full chaos mode, pipes burst. Not someday, not maybe, pipes will burst. And guess what's faster than running to Home Depot at midnight during a blizzard, wrapping that leaking pipe in 3 layers of plastic bags? Boom, temporary fix. Crisis delayed. Plastic bags also become emergency toilet liners when the sewer backs up. Snow melt catchers under doors. Makeshift gloves when you're shoveling ice with bare hands. Even emergency food wrappers when your containers freeze shut. Reddit's r/survival over 60 has over 12,000 upvotes on a thread called Plastic Bag Life Hacks Winter Edition. One user wrote, used 8 bags to patch a window crack during minus 30 winds. Lived to tell the tale Gen Z. But plastic is bad. Tell that to your frozen toes. Or your flooded kitchen. Seniors don't care about trends. They care about function. A bag costs nothing, takes no space, lasts forever if kept dry, and in a weird winter, it's worth more than your Bluetooth speaker. Pro move, ask the cashier for a few extra bags for storage. They'll nod. They've seen this before. Keep a roll in your trunk, one under your bed, one in your glove box. When the ice hits and the world cracks open, you'll be the weirdo with the plastic, and the only one not crying. Item 4, instant coffee. Not the fancy stuff. We're not talking about your $7 oat milk lavender cold brew, not the artisan pour over, not the fancy beans roasted by a guy named Silas who only works during full moons. We're talking about the dusty brick of instant coffee hiding in the back of your pantry, the kind that tastes like burnt dirt and regret. Seniors, they buy it in bulk, every fall, like clockwork. Why? Because when the power's out for 72 hours, when the wind's howling like a wolf pack, when your kid's crying and your toes feel like icicles, that bitter, gritty, instant sludge, it's magic. Hot water plus 1 spoon equals instant sanity. AARP's 2025 Winter Mental Health Report dropped a bomb. 89% of isolated seniors said hot coffee was their #1 comfort during blackouts. Not blankets, not soup, coffee. That warm cup, it's not caffeine, it's calm, it's control. It's proof you're still human when the world feels frozen and broken. Younger folks, I need my espresso machine. Cool, tell that to the dead outlet or the generator that ran out of gas or the barista who's snowed in 40 miles away. Instant coffee doesn't need electricity, doesn't need milk, doesn't need a $300 machine that beeps angrily when unplugged. Just hot water, a mug, a spoon, dun-dun. And in 2025's weird winter, hot water might come from a camp stove, a fireplace kettle, or melted snow. But it'll come, and so will your coffee. Pro hack, mix it with hot cocoa powder. Sounds weird, tastes like survival chocolate, works like a charm. Keep 3 jars, 1 in the kitchen, 1 in the car, 1 in your go bag. Rotate them so they don't turn into concrete. Label them emergency brain fuel. Laugh now, thank yourself later. When your phone's dead, your heat's gone, and your dog's wearing 3 sweaters. Sup that steaming cup of gritty brown water, it won't just wake you up, it'll hold you together. Seniors know fancy coffee is a luxury. Instant coffee, that's armor, that's warmth, that's the quiet voice whispering, you got this. Even when the world outside is screaming, you don't. Item 5, wool socks, not cotton, not fashion, wool, forget cute, forget matching, forget whatever influencer told you, chunky knit socks are a vibe. Seniors, they buy wool socks like they're prepping for Everest, because in 2025's weird winter, your living room might as well be Everest. Thin walls, drafty windows, power out for days. Your feet, first to go numb, first to panic, first to whisper, hey, maybe hypothermia is not that bad. And that's where wool socks come in like a warm, ugly hero. Not cotton. Cotton soaks up sweat, stays wet, sucks heat out of you like a vampire. Wool doesn't care. Wet, dry, frozen slush dripping into your boots, wool keeps you warm anyway. Canadian Hypothermia Task Force says cotton socks lose heat 3 times faster than wool. 3 times, that's not a suggestion. That's a death sentence with extra steps. Seniors know. They've got drawers full of thick, scratchy, misshapen wool socks, some from 1998, some with holes, some that smell faintly of mothballs and determination. They don't care if they're ugly, they care if they're alive. TikTok trend? Bedazzled fuzzy socks for cozy winter nights. Cute until your toes turn blue and your space heater dies. Then, not so cute. Pro tip, buy 10 pairs, not 2, not 5, 10, wear 3 at once if you have to, layer them, sleep in them, tape them to your hands if the heat dies and you're trying to fix a pipe. Wool doesn't judge, wool performs. Keep a pair in your car, one in your coat, one under your pillow. When the temperature drops faster than your Wi-Fi signal and your smart home becomes a very dumb, very cold box. And those socks, they're your last line of defense. No batteries, no charging, no app required. Just thick, stubborn, slightly itchy wool doing what it was born to do. Keep you warm when everything else fails. Don't wait until the storm hits. Don't wait until the store's sold out. Don't wait until your feet start tingling like they're saying goodbye. Buy the ugly ones. Buy the thick ones. Buy the ones that look like they survived a moose attack. Your toes will thank you loudly, and so will your will to live. Item 6, manual can opener. Yes, the twirly kind. You probably haven't touched one since college, maybe not even then. You've got that fancy electric opener mounted under your cabinet. Sleek, quiet, does the job with a gentle hum. Seniors, they keep the old school twirly kind, the clunky metal one with the crank handle and the slightly rusty wheel, the one that looks like it survived World War II. And guess what? When the power dies, and in 2025's weird winter, it will die for hours, maybe days. That little twisty hunk of metal becomes worth more than your TV, more than your gaming console, more than your smart fridge that can't even open a can of beans without Wi-Fi. A 2024 Ohio ice storm left over 400,000 homes without power for 5 straight days. People stared at unopened cans like they were ancient artifacts. Some tried smashing them open with hammers. Others used steak knives. One guy reportedly cried into a sealed tin of ravioli. Seniors, they just twisted, cranked, click, dinner is served. No drama, no dead batteries, no low power mode, just muscle, metal, and a full belly. Younger folks, I'll just use my multi-tool. Cool, until you nick your thumb, drop the can in the snow, and realize your survival gear is mostly for Instagram photos. Manual openers don't need charging, don't glitch, don't ask for software updates, and they work in pitch black in freezing temps with shaky hands. Keep one in the kitchen, one in your car, one in your emergency bag. Test it once a year. Seriously, rusty blades equals rage plus hunger. Buy the heavy-duty kind, not the flimsy dollar store version that bends after 2 uses. Label it, do not throw away, even if it looks old. Because when your phone's dead, your stove's cold, and your dog's giving you sad eyes next to a sealed can of stew, that twirly metal dinosaur, it's not outdated, it's your lifeline, your dinner ticket, your quiet hero. Seniors don't hoard gadgets, they hoard things that work, no matter what. And nothing works harder, longer, or quieter than a manual can opener when the world goes dark. Item 7, batteries for things you forgot existed. You think you're stocked. You've got a 2-pack of AAs for the TV remote, maybe some AAA for your kid's toy that sings annoying songs. Seniors, they've got shoeboxes full, stacked under beds, labeled by size, rotated like military rations. Why? Because when winter 2025 hits, and the grid flickers, dies, or just gives up, the things that save you won't be plugged in. They'll be battery-powered. Flashlights, radios, smoke detectors, grandma's ancient AM/FM that still picks up emergency broadcasts when cell towers ice over. During the 2024 Northeast Blackout, the only news came from battery-powered radios. Not Twitter, not TikTok, not your breaking news app that needed 5G to load. Nope, just a crackly voice through static saying, "Stay inside, boil water, help is coming." And guess what powered that voice? D-cells, bought in 2021, stored in a coffee tin, still working. Here's the panic moment. 1 in 3 Americans under 40 couldn't tell you what battery their smoke detector uses. Seniors, they keep spares taped right to the detector, not near it, taped to a T. Because when the alarm screams at 2 a.m. during a blizzard and you're half asleep, shivering and panicked, you don't want to be digging through junk drawers. You want to grab, replace, go back to bed. Younger folks, my phone has a flashlight until it doesn't, until it's at 3%. Until the cold kills the battery in 10 minutes. Then what? Darkness, silence, panic, stockpile AAAACD, and the weird flat ones for carbon monoxide detectors. Buy them on sale, buy them in bulk, write the purchase date on the pack with a Sharpie, swap them out every 2 years, even if they still work. Cold drains them faster than you think. Keep a stash in your car, one in your coat, one in your go bag. When the screens go black and the silence gets heavy, those little metal cylinders, they're not just power, they're peace of mind. They're light in the dark, voice in the void. Seniors don't wait for the storm to buy batteries. They buy them in July and hide them like treasure. Because in a weird winter, batteries aren't accessories. They're armor. Item 8, paper maps. Yes, physical paper. You haven't touched one since 2012. Maybe you've never even held one. Your phone knows everything: where you are, where you're going, where the nearest coffee is. Seniors? They keep folded paper maps in their glove box. State road maps. County maps. Sometimes ones printed before GPS was a word. And in 2025's weird winter, those dusty paper squares might be the only thing standing between you and getting lost in a frozen nowhere. NOAA's latest report warns that atmospheric rivers and extreme solar activity this winter could knock out satellite signals across 14 states. Translation: your Google Maps might show you floating in a lake or stuck in a cornfield or just gone. Blank screen, no signal, no help. During last year's Vermont whiteout, dozens of drivers followed their phones straight into unplowed backroads, then got stranded for 18 hours. One guy ended up in a ditch next to a confused cow. Seniors pulled out a 2003 New England road map, found the nearest plowed highway, made it home before dinner. Gen Z, but I'll just use offline maps. Cool until your phone dies, or freezes, or gets buried under snow while you're trying to dig your car out. Paper maps don't need batteries, don't need Wi-Fi, don't glitch when the temperature drops to -20. They work in total darkness with a flashlight, in blizzards, in floods, even when your hands are shaking. Keep one in your car, not buried under receipts and fast food bags, taped to the sun visor, laminated if you're fancy. Highlight major highways, circle gas stations, write PLZDONTLETMEDIEHERE in the corner if it helps. Doesn't matter. What matters is that when the satellites go silent and your digital nomad lifestyle fails you, you've got a real, physical, ink-on-paper lifeline. Seniors don't trust clouds. They trust creased paper with tiny red highways and weird town names like Frostbite Falls. Laugh now, but when you're stuck on a back road with no bars, no heat, and no clue, you'll be begging for that ugly, outdated map and silently thanking the senior who told you to keep one. Item 9. Hard candy. The cheap, sticky kind, not gourmet, not sugar-free, not the artisanal kind wrapped in gold foil. We're talking about the dusty bag of butterscotch discs hiding in your pantry. The ones that stick to your teeth, turn your tongue weird colors, and taste like childhood nostalgia mixed with regret. Seniors, they buy them by the pound every fall. Why? Because when winter 2025 turns your house into an icebox and your power's been out for 48 hours, hard candy isn't a treat. It's tactical. Red Cross emergency teams found something wild. Sugar equals survival fuel for the elderly during blackouts. Not protein bars, not energy drinks. Sugar. A quick glucose hit keeps core body temperature stable, stops panic spirals, calms shaky hands, even quiets crying grandkids who miss Wi-Fi. One 78-year-old from Maine said, "When the lights went out for 4 days, I sucked on peppermints like they were oxygen. Didn't eat much, didn't need to, just kept warm and awake younger folks. But sugar is bad for you. So is hypothermia. So is passing out from low blood sugar while trying to light a candle with numb fingers. Hard candy doesn't need refrigeration, doesn't spoil, doesn't need water or cooking. Just unwrap, pop in mouth, let it dissolve slow. Instant energy, instant calm, instant I can handle this. Keep butterscotch, peppermint, cinnamon. Avoid sugar-free. The fake stuff doesn't give you the glucose spike you need in a crisis. Toss a bag in your coat pocket, one in your car, one under your pillow. When your phone's dead, your heater's off, and your dog's shivering under 3 blankets. That sticky, sweet disc, it's not junk food. It's brain fuel, mood stabilizer, emergency morale officer. Seniors don't stockpile candy for fun. They stockpile it like medicine, because in the dark, cold, silent hours of a winter blackout, sugar doesn't just taste sweet. It feels like hope, like control, like I'm still here and I'm not giving up. So buy the cheap bag, the big one, the one that looks like it belongs in a 1990s gas station, and when the world goes quiet and cold, suck on a disc, breathe, keep going, your body and your sanity will thank you. Item 10, vinyl gloves, not latex, not nitrile. Vinyl, you probably last wore these during a deep clean or maybe a failed attempt at making sushi. Seniors, they buy them in 100 packs, keep them in the kitchen, the garage, the car, even tucked inside winter coats. Why? Because when winter 2025 turns weird, pipes burst, ice creeps under doors, snow melts into your socks, and everything becomes wet, slushy, and sharp, vinyl gloves become your secret survival weapon. Not latex, not nitrile. Vinyl, cheaper, stretchier, doesn't tear on splinters, rusty tools, or frozen zippers. Seniors use them for everything, handling icy metal shovels without skin sticking, wrapping burst pipes in rags and tape, cleaning up muddy slush tracked in by panicked pets, even as makeshift oven mitts when the power's out and you're cooking on a camp stove. One 71-year-old from Michigan posted online, Used vinyl gloves to fix my frozen hose bib at 4 a.m. Hands stayed dry and didn't lose a finger. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Younger folks, I'll just use my bare hands until your skin cracks, your knuckles bleed, or you accidentally grab a frozen metal railing and scream like you've been electrocuted. Vinyl gloves don't care. They slip on, they protect, they're disposable, which means no soggy frozen mittens to dry by the fire. Keep a box in your trunk, one under the sink, one in your emergency kit. When your basement floods from melted snow, when you're chiseling ice off your windshield with a butter knife, when you're hauling firewood through slush, those thin, crinkly gloves, they're not janitor gear. They're your barrier between you and disaster. No batteries, no charging, no app, just cheap, stretchy plastic doing the dirty work so your hands don't have to. Seniors don't wait for the storm to hit. They prep for the mess after. And vinyl gloves? They're the unsung heroes of post-blizzard survival. Buy the big box, the cheap one, the kind that smells faintly of a hospital and determination. When your world turns wet, cold, and sharp, you'll be glad you did. Item 11, matches. In a metal tin, not a box. You've got a lighter, maybe two, one in your junk drawer, one in your car. Feels like enough. Seniors, they keep strike anywhere matches, not in cardboard boxes, not loose in a Ziploc, in waterproof metal tins, the kind that clink when you shake them. Why? Because when winter 2025 hits hard, and it will, awesome, lighters freeze, not kinda don't work. Fully, solid, vinyless, like a brick with a flame-shaped memory. During Alaska's minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit cold snap last year, lighters snapped in people's pockets, fuel turned to sludge, sparks gone, but matches, still lit camp stoves, still fired up emergency candles, still saved fingers from frostbite by sparking a tiny flame under a tin can of soup. Younger folks, I'll just use my phone flashlight to start a fire. I'm not even mad, I'm just concerned for your future. Matches don't need batteries, don't need USB-C. Don't care if your smart lighter needs a firmware update, they need friction and dryness. That's it. Keep them in a metal tin, not plastic, not paper, because moisture is the silent killer of survival gear. Tape the tin shut with duct tape. Throw in a strip of sandpaper. Label it Fire When World Ends. Test one match every year. Just one. If it doesn't light, replace the whole tin. Don't gamble with your warmth. Don't trust that dusty box from 2017. Seniors keep one tin in the kitchen, one in the car, one in their coat pocket, right next to the hard candy and the $10 bill. Because when your power's dead, your hands are shaking and your breath is turning to ice in front of you, that little wooden stick, it's not old-fashioned. It's your lifeline, your heat, your light, your proof that you can still make fire, even when the world turns cold and quiet. Don't wait until the snow is falling sideways. Don't wait until the store's sold out. Don't wait until your lighter clicks, and nothing happens. Buy the metal tin, buy the strike anywhere kind. Keep them dry, keep them close, and when the dark comes, you'll be the one with flame in your hands. While everyone else is whispering, does anyone have a charger? Item 12, a physical address book with phone numbers written in pen. You've got 800 contacts in your phone. Your mom, your best friend, your dentist, that guy you met once at a BBQ, all saved, all synced to the cloud. Feels safe. Seniors, they keep a little black book or a spiral notebook or a folded sheet of paper tucked in their wallet, names, addresses, phone numbers in pen, sometimes in all caps, sometimes with little notes like calls after 7 p.m. or has extra generator. Why? Because when winter 2025 knocks out cell towers, and it will, your phone becomes a very expensive paperweight. No signal, no contacts, no "Hey Siri, call my brother." AARP's emergency report found 71% of seniors reached help during last year's blackouts using landlines or memorized numbers. Under 40, only 3%. 3%? The rest? Stared at dead screens. Panicked, waited. One woman in upstate New York wrote, "Lost power for 3 days. Couldn't call anyone. Finally walked to my neighbor's, the one whose number I wrote down in 2019. She had soup and a working radio. Saved my sanity." Younger folks, but I have iCloud backup. Clouds don't work when the grid's down. Servers need power too. Your digital life, fragile, temporary. Seniors know. Paper lasts. Pen lasts. Memory fades, but ink stays. Keep a small notebook. Write down your closest neighbor, your sibling, your doctor, the local plow guy, the 24-hour diner with the landline. Update it once a year. Keep it in your glove box, your coat, your emergency bag. When your phone dies, the Wi-Fi's gone and the silence feels heavy. That little book, it's not old school, it's your connection, your lifeline, your quiet promise that even when technology fails, you won't be alone. Seniors don't trust signals, they trust scribbles and pen, and when the screens go black, you'll wish you did too. Let's be real, that you didn't expect number 7 to be batteries taped to a smoke detector, or number 11 to be strike anywhere matches in a clinking metal tin, or number 12 to be a spiral notebook that looks like it belongs in 1998. But that's the point. Seniors aren't preparing for Instagram, they're preparing for reality, for ice that cracks pipes, for blackouts that last days, for roads that vanish, for silence that screams. While the rest of us are scrolling, they're stacking. While we're waiting for delivery, they're writing numbers in pen. While we're complaining about the cold, they're layering wool socks like armor. The weird winter of 2025, it's not a prediction, it's a countdown. And the only people sleeping soundly right now are the ones with cash in tins, candles in jars, and plastic bags under the sink. You don't need to be paranoid, you just need to be prepared. Start small. Pick 3 items from this list, just 3. Get the cash, grab the wool socks, buy the twirly can opener, write down your neighbor's number. That's it. That's your starting line. Because when the wind howls and the screens go dark, you won't wish you had more followers, you'll wish you had more matches. Smash that like button. If this video made you suddenly sprint to the store, or at least rethink your I'll just use my phone strategy, YouTube's algorithm loves panic preppers. Help others find this before winter hits. Comment right now. Which item shocked you the most? Was it the hard candy, the vinyl gloves, or did you already have number 3 stockpiled? No shame. We see you. Bonus. Tell me what's happening in your town. Are batteries disappearing? Or are seniors clearing out the candle aisle? I'm reading every comment and featuring the wildest ones in next week's video. You could be on screen. Well, your username. We're faceless here, but still, Glory, you'll want to be first. Trust me, winter doesn't wait. Neither should you. This isn't fear-mongering, it's wisdom sharing. Seniors have been through this before. They're not hoarding out of panic, they're preparing out of love for themselves, their families, their neighbors. Be smart, be ready, be the person who helps instead of the one who needs help. Stay warm, stay weird, and for the love of all that's holy, buy the wool socks.